The development of unmanned aerial vehicles is one of the most promising areas of modern military aviation. Drones have already led to significant changes in the tactics of warfare. It's expected that in the near future their value will increase even more. Today we'll show you the 15 most expensive military drones in the world. Northrop Grumman X-47B. Perhaps one day we'll look back on the X-47B as something of a pioneer, if not a guinea pig. The Unmanned Combat Air System is designed to help the U.S. Navy look forward decades down the line to an entire fleet of carrier-based demonstration UAV. The designers refer to it as a tailless strike fighter-sized unmanned aircraft. It's already completed its initial flight, the first ever autonomous aerial refuel from an Omega K-707 tanker, and its first launch and land from a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. The prototypes were supposed to be retired by now and displayed in a museum, but the Department of Defense has extended their lifeline for further testing. The X-47B is 38 feet long with a 62-foot wingspan, 31 feet when folded, and can reach speeds upwards of 700 miles per hour. BAE Systems Tyrannus. The Celtic god of thunder, Tyrannus, is the namesake for this still developing UCAV from BAE Systems. The unmanned combat aerial vehicle will rely on stealth and payload versatility once it's in service, which is expected in 2030. A Rolls-Royce Adour engine, similar to the one used in the Dassault Neuron, will give it speeds in the range of 500 to 700 miles per hour. Its range is unknown, its flight ceiling should be about 50,000 feet, and its dimensions are roughly 40 feet long with a 33-foot wingspan. MQ-25 Stingray. The revolutionary MQ-25 Stingray will be the first ever aerial refueling drone in history, set for initial operational status in 2024. In 2018, the U.S. Navy awarded an $804 million contract to the Boeing Company to design, development, fabrication, test, delivery, and support of 4 MQ-25A unmanned air vehicles. Aside from looking as slick as can be, the MQ-25 will serve a purpose that very few drones in any military ever have. The MQ-25 Stingray will carry roughly 15,000 pounds of fuel and operate with a maximum range of almost 600 miles. RQ-4 Global Hawk. The RQ-4 Global Hawk is a high-altitude, low-endurance, remotely piloted aircraft with an integrated sensor suite that provides global, all-weather, day or night intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance (ISR) capability. Fun fact, the R is the Department of Defense designation for reconnaissance, and Q means unmanned aircraft. The RQ-4 Global Hawk measures almost identically to the MQ-4C Triton, but is instead fueled by the Rolls-Royce North American F-137 RR100 turbofan engine. MQ-4C Triton. The Northrop Grumman MQ-4C Triton is the U.S. Navy's premier UAV. It's an ISR system that's piloted autonomously but requires a 5-person crew. Those roles are air vehicle operator, tactical coordinator, 2 mission payload operators, SIGINT coordinator. The 46-foot-long, 130-foot wingspan aircraft is powered by a Rolls-Royce AE307H engine, which gives it a max speed of 375 miles per hour and 24-plus-hour endurance. Turkish Aerospace Anka. According to Turkish Aerospace, the Anka is an advanced medium-altitude, long-endurance, MALE, class unmanned aerial system. Performs day and night, all-weather reconnaissance, target detection, identification, and intelligence missions with its EO, IR, and SAR payloads, featuring autonomous flight capability, including automatic takeoff and landing. The Anka is an autonomously piloted aircraft that measures 26 feet long with a 57-foot wingspan. It's capable of remaining in flight for 24 hours and has a service ceiling of 30,000 feet. EADS Talarian. European Aeronautic Defense and Space Company, or EADS for short, began producing the Talarian in 2008. A mock-up version was displayed at the 2009 Paris Air Show, followed by its first flight in 2015 and its official introduction into service in 2018. The EADS Talarian is a MALE UAV that has primary duties in ISR but can attach payloads if necessary. The Talarian measures 32 feet long with a monstrous 96-foot wingspan. It reaches a maximum speed of 400 miles and has a range of nearly 10,000 miles with a service ceiling of 50,000 feet. MQ-9 Reaper. Representing the 9th iteration of the MQ series of remotely piloted aircraft, the MQ-9 Reaper is an armed, multi-mission, medium-altitude, long-endurance, remotely piloted aircraft that's employed primarily against dynamic execution targets and secondarily as an intelligence collection asset. The Reaper is based on the MQ-1 Predator and can be transported in a C-130 Hercules. There are currently as many as 93 MQ-9 Reapers in service with the U.S. Air Force. It's 36 feet long with a 66-foot wingspan, can fly up to 1,150 miles, and has a service ceiling north of 50,000 feet. It entered service in 2007. Norinco Skysaker. Chinese weapons producer Norinco usually dabbles in armored vehicle and small arms, but their newest venture into UAVs is represented by the brand new Skysaker. China expects to field the Skysaker in the next few years, and Pakistan is reportedly interested in the drone as well. The Norinco Skysaker is loosely based off the Chengdu pterodactyl. Its intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance role will be augmented by attack capabilities, the likes of which are not publicly known. IAI Titan. The Israeli-born UAV is a big one. It's a large drone that's shrouded in secrecy. Its capabilities and specifications aren't verified. What we do know is that it has a very high ceiling, a very long endurance time, and is a verified beast in terms of ordnance carrying capabilities. It's reported to fly as high as 45,000 feet, as long as 72 hours, and can carry a wide array of munitions. It's roughly 45 feet long with an 86-foot wingspan, can take off at a max weight of nearly 12,000 pounds, and reach speeds north of 250 miles per hour. CASC CH-5 Rainbow. The Rainbow line of UAVs has been China's best offering in remotely piloted aircraft. The latest, the CH-5 Rainbow, a CH-7 is in development, is a product of the China Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation. It's a UAV designed for combat sequences and is operated by both China and Saudi Arabia. Several sources have likened the CH-5 to the American MQ-9 Reaper in terms of both form and function. However, Chinese officials tout it as being half the price of the Reaper. The CH-5 has been in service since 2017. Its exact specifications are unknown, but it's quite similar to the MQ-9. Elbit Hermes 900. According to the folks over at Elbit Systems, Hermes 900 is our next generation multi-role MALE UAS. It features over-the-horizon, persistent multi-mission, multi-payload capabilities with a class-leading payload carrying capacity of 350 kilograms. Hermes 900 is capable of performing missions for area dominance and persistence ISTAR, intelligence, surveillance, target acquisition, and reconnaissance. The medium-altitude, long-endurance drone is 27 feet long with a 49-foot wingspan and a maximum speed of roughly 145 miles per hour. It has quite a long endurance time as well, capable of staying in the air for a day and a half. Elbit Hermes 900, $25 million per unit. Dassault Neuron. The Neuron is an experimental combat UAV designed and spearheaded by Dassault Aviation, but it's done so in accordance with several European nations. The design, innovations, and technological experience gained from France's latest UAV is meant to be shared with the nations of Greece, Italy, Spain, Sweden, and Switzerland, so those countries can go on to produce their own remotely or autonomously piloted aircraft. The Dassault Neuron, which is designed to function in combat zones, is 31 feet long with a 41-foot wingspan. It reaches a maximum speed well over 600 miles per hour. Northrop Grumman Firebird. This one is something of a hybrid. The Northrop Grumman Firebird can be flown by a pilot autonomously or remotely, making it an OPV, optionally piloted vehicle. Its predominant capability is its versatility. Obviously, the manner of piloting the aircraft is quite versatile, but its payload configuration, line of sight, or beyond line of sight operations and surveillance reconnaissance give it next-level versatility. The Firebird's first flight was in 2010. It's 34.5 feet long with a huge 74-foot wingspan. It has a 45 cubic foot internal weapons bay and can take off with more than 7,000 pounds to its name. It can really increase value with its extended range of time of 30 hours or more. MQ-1B Predator. From the Air Force, the MQ-1B Predator is an armed, multi-mission, medium-altitude, long-endurance, remotely piloted aircraft that's employed primarily as an intelligence collection asset and secondarily against dynamic execution targets. Given its significant loiter time, wide-range sensors, multi-mode communication suite, and precision weapons, it provides a unique capability to perform strike, coordination, and reconnaissance (SCAR) against high-value, fleeting, and time-sensitive targets. The MQ-1B is 27 feet long with a 55-foot wingspan. Its max speed is north of 140 miles per hour, and it has a range of 770 miles. The MQ-1B is produced by General Atomics.